everybody, it's KelseeBrianaJai here with my September favorites. I'm so sorry that my September favorites is a little bit late. I have been working so hard to get all these other videos out to you all. According to the makeup industry, the holiday season has started and they have been pushing out new products. So I've been trying to bring you all videos as fast as possible. So bear with me. But I want to share with you guys some of my products that I've been loving this month, as well as TV shows and just other miscellaneous items. So in no particular order, this Tom Ford lipstick and this formula in general. I don't know if I put this in my last favorite, but technically I have been loving it since August, so I've loved it a little bit longer than September. This is the new Satin Matte Lipstick formula from Tom Ford. It is a plush matte lipstick. It feels very comfortable on the lips. They're easy to throw on. They glide on. They're not like the most opaque matte lipstick ever, but it gives you a beautiful, sophisticated type color. The formulation of these lipsticks is what I love the most. It just glides on and it feels weightless. And sometimes when you have on lipsticks, especially heavily saturated lipsticks, you can feel it on the lips. Right now I have on a Bite Beauty lipstick. I wouldn't say that this is a lightweight formula. I feel it on the lips. I don't mind it. It feels nice, but I do feel it. When I have these on, I don't feel it at all. It just feels very fresh and feels light. And I've been keeping this in my purse and been getting great use out of it. I actually have used a lot more of it than I thought I did. And I actually just picked up another color, and I'm thinking about picking up another color, but I love this formula. Tom Ford, you all know that's my boo. I love Tom Ford. Next, I may as well just rename this to my Marc Jacobs favorites, because Marc Jacobs killed it to me this month. I love my highlighter and I love that gloss. But out of everything, my absolute favorite thing that I got from Marc Jacobs is this sequin eye glitter in the color Topaz Flash. You all have to check out the video where I use this in it. Absolutely stunning color. You have to see it for yourself. I'm going to leave it linked in this video. Next, a super unlikely product for me to include in my favorites, but I have to include it because I've been using it so much. This is the Sonia Kashuk Quick Clean Dry Brush Spray, and it's a brush cleaner. So I picked this up at Target on a whim. I was out of my brush cleaner. I was doing a wedding the next day. It is essential that you have brush cleaner in your kit. Whenever you're doing a freelance job, you never know what could happen. You may think you have enough brushes, but you may want a specific brush, and it's just totally unhygienic to use an unclean brush on another client. So you have to have this in order to spot clean when necessary. This does not replace water and soap. It does not. But this is good if you want to use another brush that's dirty just for a second. Before I found this, I have been ordering my brush cleaner from Cinema Secrets or Dante brush cleaner, which I still love, but it's good to know that I have something within driving distance and I don't have to order it if I'm out of brush cleaner, because this works beautifully. You spray it on, it's an aerosol spray, and it gets that brush clean. You will not see an ounce of dirt, an ounce of products left on it, and it doesn't have like that residue. It doesn't have a long dry down time. This is fantastic. Sonia Kashuk, she has an entire brush line at Target. She makes makeup sponges and she makes this, and she makes other accessories as well. But I'm glad I found this because it's very convenient. So I've really enjoyed this concealer this month. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. And I did a review on this concealer as well as the powder that launched with it, and I left it kind of open. And a lot of you all are like, okay, Kelsee, did you like the concealer or did you not like the concealer? Like, what are your thoughts on it? And I was pretty vague about it, and I know that I was, and I did it on purpose because I really wanted to have an open-ended conclusion, because surprise, I'm actually doing another battle of the concealers, and I'm gonna go into depth on all of the new concealers and rate them. I did a battle of the concealers a few years ago. I loved that video, but it took me forever to do it, so I've been secretly working on that for you all. I will have that video out as soon as possible. I am waiting on one more concealer to launch and I'll be ready to release it, but you'll find out my exact thoughts on this concealer in that video. But I just want to go ahead and include it because it's fair. I have been loving it. It is a fabulous concealer, but I'll go more so into detail in the battle of the concealer video that'll be up soon. Sultry. This is the newest favorite that I have in my pile. I got this about a week or so ago and I love it. It is a beautiful cool toned neutral palette. I've used it a few different times. I think that it is formulated beautifully. I think that the eyeshadows are cohesive with one another. You can do a lot of different looks with this palette, and I think that it's beautiful. Anastasia Beverly Hills formula nowadays, I feel like it's perfection. I hope that this is her signature formula. I want to see all of her eyeshadow palettes be formulated in that way. This palette is formulated the same way that the Norvina palette is, as well as the Soft Glam palette. So I love the way that it feels, I love the way that it works, and I love the colors. This foundation, the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, if you all read my description box and read my makeup details, you will see that in the last maybe 5 or 6 videos, I have had this foundation on, and I love this foundation. So I've used it a ton this month. But if you really truly know me and you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I really don't use the same foundation like that. So I know a lot of you all are like, why do you keep using that same foundation? One, I really like the foundation, and a lot of you all have been commenting and saying things like, your skin looks so good. Can we please get an updated skincare routine as well as a foundation routine? And I got y'all on both. But I've been using this foundation the majority of the time because, like I said, I've been doing a battle of the concealer video, and in that video I'm testing out a lot of different concealers, and it is important to fairly and accurately rate each concealer that I use the same complexion products every day. That way one doesn't perform differently than another. So I try to have continuity, and that way everything is on the same playing ground and there's no unfairness to it. But aside from that, this foundation is bomb. The color match is pretty. The way that it applies is really pretty. I actually have it on right now. It's quickly become one of my favorite foundations. I have one last makeup product as a favorite, and I don't know if you all will be able to guess it, but I feel like some of you all will. Moment of silence for Pat McGrath's palette. Woo! This is fire. She did an outstanding job on this palette. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Every aspect of this palette is beautiful, and I love it. This is my favorite makeup launch of 2018, hands down. I mean, and we're almost at the end of the year, so it's been a lot of things that this can compete with, but this has been it. Please make sure you watch my video on that palette. You all will see swatches, you'll see a tutorial. I definitely am going to be doing more looks with this palette, especially for holiday season coming up. But like I said, just give me some time to be able to just review all the new things that are coming out. I'm trying to stay on top of this schedule. It's so much stuff. It's so much stuff. I am going to be doing more videos just using things that are in my collection. I need the holiday mania to just kind of slow down a little bit, and then we'll be on track. But that palette just is everything. If you were gonna pick one thing for holiday, and if you're making your Christmas list, or if you're making a birthday list, or whatever, you want something for Black Friday, I don't know, this is the thing to get. Beautiful. So those are all of the makeup products that I have that are favorites for the month of September. I have been loving some TV shows though that I want to tell you guys. So the first show that I loved in the month of September is absolutely Power. I love Power. The season started off really slow, like very slow, and then the last few episodes I'm like, okay, they're gaining momentum. They left us with this huge cliffhanger and we have to wait an entire year, and I'm like, Power, is there any way that you can possibly come back on in February? And it's crazy because I've been waiting each summer for Power ever since it came on, and like just looking back at how long I've been watching the show, it takes so long to come back on that I will forget certain details, and I haven't seen like certain seasons in years. So I really want to go back through and watch the entire show in one sitting just to put the entire story together, because I forget some details. But let me know if you all love Power. Let me know if you're a Power fan. I definitely am. Either last month or the month before last, I mentioned that I was watching The Wire, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a well-written show as far as like just the storyline and everything makes sense, but it was so realistic that it was kind of boring. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I know some people were like, what? And I know some people were in the comments and they were like, Kelsee, I love you, but I am a diehard The Wire fan. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I really am. And I'm sure that show was good for its time, But trying to watch it in 2018, child, I pushed myself through that show. You all don't know this about me, but kind of if I start something, I have a hard time quitting it, even if I don't like it. And I realized how much I didn't like the show at about season 3. And at that point, I had to rationalize with myself. I'm like, okay, I only have 2 more seasons. There's only like 10 or so episodes. And so that's 20 hours. So that's less than a day. I had to give myself a pep talk to finish the show. That's how you know you don't like a show. It just wasn't funny. I feel like it wasn't gory enough. It wasn't gritty enough. I didn't ever end an episode going, ooh. That's never how I felt. There was no level of excitement because I feel like it was just too real. Like I need a little bit of excitement, just a little bit. Insecure. I love Issa Rae. I think she is so funny. She is definitely my friend in my head. And I cannot wait for it to come back on. I actually did not finish the very last episode, which I think I'm going to go ahead and finish it tonight. And I'll be caught up and ready for season 4. Do they take an entire year to come back on too? I feel like they do. Like I need these shows to move a little bit faster. I don't know if I told you all, I also finished Game of Thrones. I'm a die-hard Game of Thrones fan now. At first, I wasn't feeling the first season, but then when I got into the second season, like I've mentioned before, and maybe a few other like favorites videos, Game of Thrones, if you are going to watch that show, you have got to watch it. You cannot be on your phone. You cannot be walking around doing the laundry and coming up here because it moves too fast. It's set in a different time period. The names are different, so it's going to take you a minute to just really understand what's going on and learn the characters. And you've got to sit there and pay attention because for a long time, I was like, why would they name a character Sansa and name another character Cersei? And I was confusing them for a minute. Like, not that they looked alike, but just Sansa and Cersei, really? That's the same name. And then we have the Dothraki. Then we have Khaleesi, which I never understood why people got so excited if they thought my name was Khaleesi until now. Because people will read my name and they're like, oh, is your name Khaleesi? And I'm like, no, it's Kelsee. And then they'll be like, oh, I thought it was Khaleesi. And I was like, no. And I was like, why do people think my name is Khaleesi? That's probably why. That's all my shows. I am currently watching another show. I am almost finished. Next month, I will share with you what series I'm watching. We can turn this into a whole little thing. But let me know what you all have been loving. Let me know what you're looking forward to for the holiday season, makeup, and anything else. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I always have my links to my social media accounts down in my description box. Quick note, if you all tag me in something on Instagram, and I post a picture or something, it may knock it all the way down and I may not be able to ever find you again. So if you have tagged me in something and I have not liked it or said anything, I'm not trying to ignore you, I promise. Please use my hashtag KelseeBrianaJai. That way your pictures always stay. I have something to reference and it doesn't get lost in translation. Please and thank you. Because I love when you all tag me and stuff, but I hate when like I'm busy doing something and I may see something quickly and I don't have time to say anything and then I go back and look for it and I'm like, what happened to it? Make sure you use that hashtag. I also have other social media platforms that I don't really use, but I really want to start using. I have a Twitter. I also have a Facebook page. So I will have those linked down below now as well. So if you are active there, let me know. I would love to do lives on Facebook, do lives on Instagram, fun stuff like that. Just let me know what you all want to see from me, but make sure you are following me there. I will talk to you all in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.